So next we are going to see about the TensorFlow variables. We already seen about TensorFlow, what is TensorFlow and operations and behind those variables. So TensorFlow variables. So introduction about TensorFlow variables. So we can see that we have in a school we have special students which is called as variables. So this unlike ordinary students, these variables are unique. They can learn and improve over time. So meet by variables, each variable starts with some basic knowledge. A student's named with W, that is which starts at the value of zero point 0.5. That is the variable's name which starts with value weights, and another student name which is starts as bias, that is which starts with B, that is 1.0, but weight calculate 0.5, and bias starts with 1. So at the beginning, they don't know much. These answers may wrong or not. They don't know what we are. They have to predict because they are just predicting by analyzing our data, our input data. They are just predicting. If our input data may be wrong or maybe it may be right, the output also at the same time we can expect the output also. It could remain good or bad. So they're just calculating what is the learning process behind these two students. What are the two students name? Again I'm repeating, one is weight and one is bias. So the learning process, the teacher gives the task, that is data. The variable tries to solve problems using their current knowledge. If the answer is wrong, the teachers correct them. If the answer is close to them, small improvements are made. So after each lesson, the students updated their knowledge. That is exactly how TensorFlow variables works. So they change their values during the training. So they can improvise by using the input variables. They can update the knowledge. They can improve day by day by analyzing. For example, we are using Spotify, some other apps, or by a good example we can use Spotify. They can analysis our updations. Each for it is not predict for all the persons. It's not predict the music by same pattern. It predicts as how the users improvise themselves. So if I'm using they just analyze 6 to 4 p.m. I'm just using the 80s songs, and night they recommend like such songs at that time. So for each person they improvise, they just updating my profile by day to day. By day to day they just how many times I'm just engaging with the Spotify, how at which time I'm just engaging, which are types of songs I'm just hearing. So this type of knowledge is each and every day it's just updating. So by updating my profile, they can grieve the what I'm expected knowledge, no, the like that way. There's a like that way it's updating the knowledge. So they can assign a new value, add more knowledge, and reduces the mistakes. So at the same time here we can improve the teamwork also. So this TensorFlow, they can learn from, and operations its actions were guiding the systems. So variables does not work alone, they just collaborate with TensorFlow's operations. I've already said, if a data enters the operations, the first process is operations. So the variable, the students who learns and improve initial values, so basic knowledge update is learning process, and the final values intelligence, which is gained through this TensorFlow. So this TensorFlow variable places the one concept and a mutual state and model parameters and training. So these variables can be created by using tf, which is variable, and the constructors requires an initial value which can be tensor of any shapes and data types. So my variables, tf variables, which represents as a name and my variables. So the random variables, tensors for variables, represents the normal by 2 comma 3 and performs. So next is creating a variable. So use initial values and use random values and use name as arguments. So how the TensorFlow variable is created. So this TensorFlow variables is created another machines by by tf variables. So we already said that weight and biases, so we can create by wb as TensorFlow as biases variables and updating the variables. So this is an individual variable initialization. So initialization TensorFlow variables by creating a variable initialization, run the initializer and print the value. So how this is work? Assigning